for some reason they go with the Howling sequels. Sybil Danny. Um, yeah, they always said that the sequels were really bad. I don't, like I said, I don't really know. I know Christopher Lee was like in it. He was probably like, "This is preposterous," you know. I'm sure. But in terms of the sequels going over, I don't remember them too well. I remember the one with the marsupials, right, where they're in Australia, right? Oh, look how edgy! Look how nuns as werewolves, very edgy. Yeah. Although even the Marxist writers here, which I have no idea if this writer is, more is rather heavy-handed. We are people too approach. Whoa! So you could imagine. And apparently four was more like the novel. Oh yeah, I didn't know the Howling was based on a novel. I didn't realize that. Okay. Um, Also, I remember them mentioning the one with the freaks. I heard this was really good. The one where the freak show where the werewolf is kind of exploited and it's run by a vampire. That sounded cool. But like I said, when you get the an addendum here, Psycho. They always go over Psycho, but interesting. None of the stuff was brought up that I thought they would bring up, other than the fact that Psycho 2 is a great sequel, isn't it? It really is. Yeah, and yeah, man, your son made a lot of money, so with that movie, that Long Legs. So, oh, Madman! I remember the commercial for this coming out on TV. This scared me. I remember, yes, when in the early '80s, they used to have the commercials for like, Friday the 13th, Part 3. Right, that guy with that voice, right? Madman, like all like. These scared the hell out of me. I was afraid. I was afraid of horror movies. Jerk. Heather, Winona. I got in trouble with the Winona Ryder thing. Whatever. Hey, I didn't try it. I didn't shoplift, huh? But yeah, this is a good one. Madman's a good film. Interesting where it was filmed too. It's filmed way out there on Long Island, where it's like literally like it's like the country out there. Where people are like New Englanders, the locals. But it was filmed out there. Interesting. Oh, Silence of the Lambs. Now this is another film that was going back to the theme I was going with, Just to Kill. Right? Remember, there was a hubbub about this. With Buffalo Bill and everything, and of course the idea of it, and now the feminist context. Now I believe Jonathan Demme even mentioned that. Okay, so of course, and it's another adaptation of a film. Where was George Romero in there? I forgot. I gotta look at this again to see George Romero. I forgot where he was in that film. So, but in terms of back then, the Demi came in for much abuse from the different groups of the time that were like angry about this, because you don't see any unhinged people like Buffalo Bill anywhere on the internet at all, do you? But man, this is still a great friggin' movie, man. What movies they used to make, huh? And this is interesting. I never heard. This is an Amicus film, right? The Psychopath, which I thought was fascinating because there's actually Robert Bloch actually wrote this, right? Oh, and Elizabeth Luton, like the modernist composer. Interesting. So I gotta check this out, man. Actually, Robert Bloch adapted like his own, kind of did a rip off of his own work with Amicus, but the great British production. Actually, very little money, they had really good production value. It was all pre-production was the secret. You could you can save money. It's all done in the pre-production had to be really the big thing from what I saw here. This is like the newer news. I mean, talk about dated. This film, right? Long Legs. I gotta see this. Made a lot of film. Good. I'm happy for Oz Perkins. Oh, I definitely got to see that. Will it be a trifecta? I didn't mention it like last night, Late Night with the Devil, In a Quiet Nature. I didn't go over that. In a Quiet Nature, In a Quiet Place. No, not In a Quiet Place. In a Violent Nature was actually pretty good. So there's been some good new horror films, and like I said. Books, I can't read the horror books, novels anymore. Although this cover looks really cool. I like the title, Letters to the Purple Satin Killer. And it's done like a journal. It's interesting. It's like a throwback to like the turn of the last century. The cover looks like a throwback to like the 80s, and it has a name kind of like a genre. So, yeah, well. Anything else here? Nah, I guess this is more of an addendum, Well, I guess I could put this on one vid probably, right? So that's a Scream. I thought it was interesting to go over it for completeness sake. For October, we got almost soon. We'll be in November. we'll be in real horror land afterwards.